Hey, everybody, welcome to the Outlet Podcast. In the beginning was the word book club. I'm the moderator of the book club. My name's Gazy. How are you guys doing today? Well, today we're going to be going back to The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. We're going to be reading page 163. Now, I'm like going like straight into it. I don't know. I just read the ending. I reread the ending, and I got a little bit emotional from the stuff that I read, but we'll get to that later. And there's one thing I want to talk about way earlier on that I accidentally missed. Um, okay, number one, I'm not a young lady. I'm not a young lady, and number two, even though I purport myself to be someone who's fairly intellectual or knowledgeable or sociable in certain things. There's things that I feel out of my scope to even talk about, and so maybe when I feel the time is right, I'll go back because it's one of the aspects of her diary is that it's very personal. So after reading some of the things that we're gonna do, when I feel like I did it justice enough, I'll go back and we can talk about that. And it'll be something of a explicit episode. Nothing graphic, but the content. If you're not mature, if you don't get your parents' permission or something, then I don't feel comfortable, sharing it. I'm just like a softie that way. But yeah, this is the Outlet Podcasts Book Club. And so remember that there are two kind of guideline rules, syllabus requirements that we go by. And number one is that you constantly read. You make time. You have to make time. I know you even might have like homework and stuff, but you have to make time for your own edification because your parents helped you at some point in time educate yourself and build a foundation for knowledge and wisdom to attain these things, but it's your job to build the frame. It's your job to actually put the roof on and the shingles. You have to adorn your house. So you have to do that by independent study. No teachers, no mentors, nothing like that. Read because you know that you can attain knowledge that'll help you later on. So number one is, read. Make time to read. And number two, that the content, remember my weird rules. Number two is that the content is going to be for education, for counsel. It's going to be for edification. It's not to impress like your friends or something. Oh yeah, I read this book and blah blah. No. This stuff is practical. You use this person's life. We're reading Anne Frank, and remember, we're also doing Frederick Douglass. Use these people's lives. They are unbelievably credible individuals with testimonies. The word testimony has a religious connotation, but take it for what it is. Their lives, they've lived it beautifully, wonderfully. So I recommend you learn from people who actually achieved certain success. You don't want to read about a loser. I mean, that sounds bad. But yeah, read from someone who's maybe they were a loser, but they were able to achieve something in life. You always want to find someone who's better than you, so you have something to strive for. So, without further ado, I'm gonna be reading page 163. All right. So I guess I'll just hold the mic because usually I put it on my stand. This time I'll hold the mic. All right. Aren't the grown-ups idiotic and stupid? Just as if Peter, Margot, Ellie, and I don't feel this all the same, and I all don't feel the same about things, and only a mother's love or that of a very, very good friend can help us. These mothers here just don't understand us at all. Perhaps Miss Van Dan does a little more than Mummy. Oh, I would have liked to say something to poor Ellie, something I know from experience would have helped her, but daddy came between us and pushed me aside. Aren't they all stupid? We aren't allowed to have any opinions. People can tell you to keep your mouth shut, but it doesn't stop you from having your own opinion. Even if people are still very young, they shouldn't be prevented from saying what they think. Only great love and devotion can help Ellie, Margot, Peter, and me, and none of us get it. And no one, especially that's the stupid know-alls here, can understand us because we are much more sensitive and much more advanced in our thoughts than anyone here would ever imagine in their wildest dreams. Mummy is grumbling again at the moment. She's obviously jealous because I talked more to Miss Van Daan than to her nowadays. I managed to get a hold of Peter this afternoon and we talked for at least 3/4 of an hour. Peter had the greatest difficulty in saying anything about himself. It took a long time to draw him out. He told me how often his parents quarrel over politics, cigarettes, and all kinds of things. He was very shy. All right. Remember how I was talking about teen angst? Yeah. If that's not, man, that takes me back. Just thinking about that parents just don't understand. I mean, even Will Smith wrote a little song about it. Like, it's not that, no, nostalgia, hindsight, looking back. It's not that parents don't understand. They do. However, your perception, your ability to perceive the events is different from the way they are. Although both two people can see a red light, however, one person might choose to brake earlier and harder than someone else who might gradually make a stop. It's not about not recognizing the difficulty or the issues that are in life. It's about how you approach them. Like, here I just see Anne. She's just so frustrated with the adults, but she kind of doesn't understand from this point, from page 163, she doesn't understand what the parents are going through, the stresses that a parent has. I mean, only, like, imagine you are trying to take care of your kids in this situation. You're in the secret annex. You're worried about if you're going to get discovered. You feel the strength in your own body. Can you even fight off one Nazi soldier? All these things, like, are probably going around in their heads, and the kids are just saying, you don't understand me, you don't love me. You see, that's why it's good to be reserved, silence, hold your tongue, and chill. Observe everything, and then make a proper assessment. Not even a judgment, but just like an assessment of the situation. Because, like, dude, things are not often as they appear. Like, life is a lot harder. It definitely is. So for us to, like, assume that we know it all, no, we don't know it all. And I mean, here she was kind of enlightened. She had a good she has points. Here's my second point is that she has an opinion. Kids have an opinion. I remember back when I was in high school, I was graduating class, 18 years old, and I remember the freshmen talking about what was it? They were talking about McCain and Obama, the candidates of the time, and they were just spouting off the most foolish rhetoric, the most asinine opinions, and I laughed like wholeheartedly. I laughed, and not because I was trying to disrespect them, but because although they had this vainglorious opinion, it's for naught. I don't care. Like, at the time, Nickelodeon, I don't know what Nickelodeon is these days, but at the time, Nickelodeon they were trying to give tips about what kids should do to be informed. stupid. What kids should do to be informed and try to get their parents out to vote. Yeah, because parents don't. It's not that parents don't know how to vote. They just need the encouragement. Mommy, daddy, vote. I'm being very, very facetious right now, but listen, there people don't vote for various reasons. I don't know why, but some people choose not to vote. Maybe because they feel that the injustice is too far gone, and their vote doesn't actually make a difference. That the electoral college actually chooses the next president because of the districts and how many representatives they can have because of the districts that are divided up. Kids don't understand that in no way, shape, or form. Mommy, daddy, go out to vote. And so I watched that, the commercials and all that stuff. And then I see these like freshmen who think that their opinion is so valid. They were watching the news channels and trying to, it's like, okay, but guess what? 4 years from now, then you'll get your turn. You're not of age to vote, so I don't care what you think. I need to vote for my era, for my distinct reasons. The people that I choose to have in office need to represent me. I don't care about what you might say you don't like John McCain and you're totally disrespecting the guy. Well, hold your tongue, and chill for a second, because guess what? He's a veteran and he fought for your freedom. Whether or not you respect the man's to be the next president of the United States, which he wasn't. Obama won like 2 terms consecutive. Dude, that was pretty sweet. But there's no need to disrespect somebody like John McCain, who was pretty cool. Like, I even remember when he was conceding his defeat that there were people that were booing Obama. And he's like, oh, shut up. That's not cool. He's your president. And that's it. I definitely appreciated that. But kind of going back, yes, your opinions are valid. They definitely are. But if there's no knowledge and if there's no wisdom behind your opinion, then it might be a good idea to not share the opinion unless you have a good basis and background to defend your point of view. I respect, there are kids in my church council that I wholeheartedly respect. And because I see the innocence and I'm like, I see the steps that they take, like the courage that they have to sing a song in front of all of the people in the church, or the studious behavior that they have when it comes to Sunday school lessons, where they like memorize the Bible verses. I see that effort and I'm like, that's what's up. That's good. I see that and I applaud that. Those are the kinds of things that I treasure. But if you just once again, the word in Spanish, jactancioso, if you just come in here with so much pride, like your opinion matters, that sounds so bad. If without respecting others, then I can just push you off to the side because it doesn't matter. Here, I guess Anne didn't understand. At this point, she wasn't as enlightened as she was later on. As time passes, you see, like she regrets. There's some things that she does later on that before they were captured in the secret annex, you see that she grew up and she makes certain steps towards repentance, if you will, for certain things that she's done. So, yeah, I definitely look at this and I appreciate it for what it is, and I appreciate because I was once too 18 years old. 11 years ago? I don't know 11 years ago, I think. I don't remember, but I had opinions too. And I definitely wanted to share them also. But once again, you wait till the adults have spoken and then say your piece. Because, when you're around people who are very knowledgeable about a subject, it's good to just listen. And if you notice a chink in your armor, then definitely don't go out to war until you fix that armor. Just some little, just a little word of advice. If there's something wrong with your argument, then don't contribute it to a conversation, because either you're gonna come off as a fool and people are gonna call you out for being foolish, or you're gonna ruin the truths that are spoken. Because if you're just like contributing lies to a conversation, like I definitely hate that. I personally just loathe when someone doesn't know something about a topic and they just like spout off the most superficial like stuff. Like when I was in a conversation talking about Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey, me and my friend were going deep, just talking statistics, and then this dude just came off with like, "Yeah, Ronda Rousey's the best." Why? No, dude, she's awesome. She's like undefeated and stuff. Well, do you know how she's undefeated? You know how she won her fights? You see, like certain people just like come in and they just like want to leave their stuff, and it's just baggage for the sake of a conversation. Oh my goodness. See all the kind of all how deep you can get into when you just read the diary of a young girl. Anne Frank was very special. Over here in Central Florida, they're gonna do an event. I believe they're gonna show the movie that they made. So I'm looking forward to that. If you're in the Central Florida area, look it up. Anne Frank, like performance, Central Florida, and I'm sure you'll find it on Google. So that was page 163 of the Diary of a Young Girl, and this is the third episode in this series. Next time I'll go into the narrative life of Frederick Douglass. So once again, you guys, let me know what you think. Do parents understand? Do they condescend to you? Are you not being appreciated? Were you offended by the points of view that I had? Let me know in the comments below. Because I would love to talk to you about that too. So comment, subscribe, like the video here. Follow me on Facebook.com/Outlet Podcast, on Twitter @Outlet Podcast. You can listen to all the audio content on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, and Blubrry. Also, guys, you can follow my blog, outletpodcast.wordpress.com, and follow me here on YouTube and Periscope. I love Periscope. Periscope is cool. I don't. It feels weird for me to like be like walking around town with my cell phone like this. I feel a little too like arrogant by just like trying to show that my life, like, I'm looking at my followers, my subscribers. I don't want to be that guy, especially walking around downtown. You'll be called out, and I don't want to be called out. So that's all my information, guys. It's always a pleasure to share my opinions and my views with you all, especially in this book club that is there to edify and educate us as American citizens and citizens of the world. So this is the Outlet Podcast. In the beginning was the word book club. I was your moderator. I am your moderator, Gazy, and that's pretty much it. Connect and recharge.